I'm confused. I'm confusion. Well, I see. It's because I got this lighter, right? But I have to make OKS and throw it away. What did you just... Why? Why throw your lighter away all of a sudden? Huh? Oh, well, I just kind of felt like it. How? Why is she losing it all of a sudden? Could that lighter have been what fulfilled the condition of her curse? But why? How did I... How could you... Ah, it's automatic. My Suichi... Her son, right? Wait, 25%? Wasn't it 30% before? Wait, where's my item? Oh, nice. Hey, a quick question for you. What the? Sorry, this is so sudden, but I've gotta ask. You don't mind, do you? Are you a curse bearer? What? Oh, it is a cumulative. Let's kill this guy. Is that his curse echo? Making it obvious that he's a curse bearer himself. What's he trying to pull? Maybe he's confident that he can activate his curse before I activate mine. Gotta be careful. How should I respond to him? Yeah, I'm a curse bearer too. I appreciate the honesty. I just want to have a nice calm little chat. The name's Yutaro Namigaki. My curse echo is the foot washing mansion. Okay. This music is tense. A chat? I'm not going to curse first and ask question later just because we're both curse bearers. I've got a little more class than that. I hope you're smart enough to extend the same courtesy. Alright. Fine, chat away. Thank you. Good to know I'm dealing with someone reasonable. Alright, let's talk. What do you want? Right, I'll cut straight to the chase. Will you join forces with me? Join forces? Together soul drags? Yep. You're using your curse because there's someone you want to resurrect too, right? In that case, it'll be more effective for the two of us to work together than to do it all yourself. Think about it. We could split the work and we'd have two kinds of curses at our disposal. Working together. I hadn't thought about that before. Can the soul drags in one curse stone be moved to another? That's a fundamental requirement for this to work. Well, we'll have to test it. And I can't do that alone either. I see. Fine, let's test it. Alright then, if working together helps us both get what we want, maybe it's not a bad idea. Thanks, I'm glad to be dealing with someone who can think things through rationally. But there's something I need to know in advance. Tell me, how many soul drags do you have right now? Right, I have some, of course. I am more than competent after all. I'm asking you how many. I'm at 1%, but don't worry about it. My curse is so easy to activate, I'll have plenty in no time. I bet you haven't managed to get any of your own, have you? I'm at 92%. Huh? Say what? That's the amount of soul drags I have in my curse stone right now. What? Wait, are you serious? You're not even close to being on my level. I'll keep gathering soul drags on my own. Let's forget all this joining forces business. You gotta be kidding me! I call your bluff. Don't think you can scare me off so easily. I see. That's too bad. If you don't feel like talking, then you leave me no choice. I even gave you a chance to come out of this alive. Real shame you're just gonna waste it. What are you... What the... Is this the voice of the curse echo? Among the 7 mysteries, the resentful memories of the food-washing mansion is particularly strong. You can block it out by plugging your ears. As soon as you hear the voice of my curse echo, it's the end for you. Damn it. Does it? My. This is mere conjecture on my part, but you have a way to evade curses that no one else is capable of, do you not? Fear not, you may make as many attempts as you please from the conversation with Yutaro. Very well, remember to ward off the curse before it is activated. But bear in mind, Shogoki has no way of realizing it himself, so you must react for him. Just like... Crossing the river leads to Nihonbashi Bakurocho in Chuo City? What is going on with my... Ah! What the... How did you... Oh, don't mind me. Yutaro said he wants to talk. You better answer quickly. Well, you know what? What? Who are they? What? They have the same sweater, right? No, the same pattern. The canal where the one-sided reed grew is supposed to be around here somewhere, but now there's no trace of it left. Completely missed the lady behind me. This is definitely suspicious. Who is this lady? If I'm not mistaken, you already learned how to avoid hearing the voice of the curse echo somewhere. Fear not, what? Is it by the option? This one, right? Really? Wait, is it? Really? Is it that meta? Option. And then when the audio, we turn the voice volume. And then apply. A voice? I don't hear any voice. What? There's no way! And yet, there he is, perfectly unharmed. How? What's going on here? I don't completely understand it myself, but his cursed condition doesn't seem to have been met. This is my chance. Yutaro, your curse won't work on me? I'll let you off easy today, so get the hell out of here. You son of a... fine. I'll just be on my way then. But mark my words, I'll make you regret this. There's a lady behind you, right? Wait, how is this? She left? Ooh, I got 20%. It's enough, right? I'm at 100. Thank God. And now I've gotten the last of the soul drags I need. Was that just coincidence? He was unable to activate his curse for some reason. Things are going well. Luck must be on my side. And some meta tempering. Oh, I should check my curse stone. I should have gained a lot just now. What the... Ah! What? I'm sitting... Pardon the interruption, but I'd like to take this chance to tell you about the story chart. This is the screen which will appear when you open the story chart. From here, not only can you see the overall structure of the current story, you can also progress along different branching routes by playing past stories over again. We could call this exactly the power that Sogokie had sought after. Normally, you would have been able to use the story chart feature freely. However, due to certain circumstances, it has been locked until now. From here on, you will return to the story chart from time to time at breaks in this story. At those times, you will choose for yourself. By the way, should you use the story charts to replay a past event, do you know what you must do and where? Of course you do. After all, you have gotten this far. What trigger did Yoko Fukunaga set off that led to her dying the way she did? I assume it's the curse stone, like the curse stone itself killed us when it reached 100%, I think. Because at the last scene we are dead exactly the same like Yoko. We're sitting unnaturally in the ground. You've come this far several times, so I have every confidence you'll be alright. As long as you make sure not to do that thing. However, like with the lighter and the voice earlier, Shogoki has no way of knowing that himself. On that note, I am curious. Have you determined how many people Shogoki has killed with his curse? Well, the first guy, one person, and then the dark guy, 2%, the schoolgirl, 3, the lady, 4, 5, 5, right? I see, I see. So that is your understanding of things. Hmm? As it turns out, the correct answer is 4. What? Well, that is all. 4? Well, the guy in the dark, we didn't see his corpse, right? Please continue the story at your leisure from the story chart screen. We died here? Should we start here? Change. What was that just now? Yeah, Yoko was getting terrified. I feel eyes on my back. I can't move. Is there something behind me? Yoko, are you okay? What's wrong? Stay with me. Why? Yoko, Yoko! It's no use. She's in no condition to talk. Keep yelling her name. Huh? What? Is calling her name really going to help? I'm already yelling as hard as I can. Shouldn't I look for what's causing this? There's nothing there. Yoko, hang in there, Yoko. Look at me. You're going to be okay. It's alright. There's nothing there. Yoko. What? So cool. It's 2 a.m. Oh no, it's still 1 a.m. Yoko. She's alive. And we didn't have the curse stone, huh? Oh good, you're awake. What? Are you okay? You were so rattled and confused. I thought you really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humors off balance? Wait, what did you say? I think I've heard that before. You're the one who said it earlier. All right, that might have been it. My humors were off balance. What? Back there, you ended up like that because of your humors? Yeah, I've heard that at this age, your humors being even a little bit off can be fatal. I'm glad you're back to normal now. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. But I really don't remember what happened. Sound like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow. What? Are you breaking out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me, and I'm worried about you. Let's call off today's investigation. Come on, I just started feeling back to normal too. Nope, not happening. Go home. I'll even pay your cab fare, okay? I ended up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. So to placate her, I promised I searched the park on my own for a little while longer. What? What's going on? It's in the morning. In further news, we're dead again. Before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a man collapsed in a Sumida City park. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the area at around the same time. This is just the beginning, isn't it? Well done in your efforts thus far. This brings Shogo Okia's story to a close. But it is not the end, far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The roots of the three protagonists have now been unlocked. Haruo Shigima, a woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friends back from the dead, a girl who died in a suspicious suicide. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these three storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuations of this tale. Oh! Let's start with a lady. Not dreams. When the son of Haruo Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. 1 year later, Haruo has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, something strange suddenly appears. Oh! Perish in flame! Kill them! Kill them! The flame bearers! Kill them all! You have acquired the power of the curse stone, the haunting clappers. You can use it to kill those with fire or fire-starting device on their person. Press the use curse button to set your target alight. Oh. What? Wait. Oh no. The haunting clappers. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Now. Chorus. Kikoeru ka? No. Curse bearer yo. You who so strongly desire the right. kill them. 12 a.m. Midnight. Back with me, ma'am? Can't say I understand what just happened, but it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Sweet dreams? The hunting clappers. Haru is a housewife who resides in a manor near Sumoku Bridge. Her 11-year-old son, Suichi, was kidnapped and murdered about a year ago. The death was the result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case, a mistake which enraged the kidnapper and had him cut off all contact with the police, leaving no room for negotiation. The incident was covered up and Suichi's killer remained at large, leading the aggrieved Harue to call on the service of private investigator Richard Kai to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in Honjo during the Edo period. They assumed important position in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police, bureaucrats, and senior police officers. Harue's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritized work above all else, it wasn't long before Harue's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haru a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incidents. Following the incident, Haru spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. A few months ago, Haru's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Haru left to live in the large empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Haru has nothing but time on her hands. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I might want to hear about. An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. A stereo unit with separate speakers, designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. Oh, what's that? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's had Honjo from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you never heard of mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dress up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town, and soon enough they won everybody's heart. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in a specific location. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They are basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh well, that's nice. What? Is that a collectible? Oh no. I have to get them all. My completion is soul. Scream. Oh no, this is going to be fun. Well, at first playthrough, I was terrified as hell, but now it seems fun. It's not really that scary. A color television. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the last model, there's no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with father and my husband's being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. The swing of the pendulum echoes through the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richard here. Usually it's just me. The gas table. I don't know where father got these old things from, but I've never liked it. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I don't really know how it works. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. Hanging scroll. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. Richard Kai? A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Ota City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. Yeah, he looks flamboyant enough, but after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but it seems like the reliable sort. Ooh. So he's the rookie detective's friend. Okay. What is it? Azure Heron? Oh no. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? Interesting, very interesting. So the Hunting's Clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere, told you how to perform the rite of resurrection, and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe, but I guess I have to know. I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. So that's our curse stone? Uh, my heart's still racing. This is it, my chance, at long last. We will resurrect our son! I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched into my soul, along with the curse echoes resentful memories. So I can feel it, what it was like. Dying like they did hundreds of years ago, wreathed in flames, writhing in pain as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. I see. That could be a problem. You think so too? From what I know of you, I was sure you see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me anyway. Good grief, talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. Think? That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Suichi Sigima. Oh yes, I remembered. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come up with a grand total of 1 lead. So you say it. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember. You were just about to tell me. Oh my god. Oh god, police and their pride. The ransom, the refuse, saying that they will not let criminal wins. The inconsiderate defective. Person of interest? Oh no, it's Witchy. About the investigation. You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found and we can make a decision, alright? Just tell me then. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. Then I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's call back to, let's see here, northern Oyoko River, here in Sumida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Suichi was being held captive, since Suichi's voice could be heard during the killer's call. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Suichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his road home. Maybe, but exactly, Suichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So, did they target him at some other time, or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seems a little far-fetched. Which raised the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have just gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? Threat of resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently, some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the rite can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think what I'd done something differently. Suichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any, Griff's is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right? Guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear oh dear, what have I gotten myself into? The kidnapper managed to convince Suichi to get into her car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me is he knew the kidnapper? Is if they were somebody that he would have a reason to trust. A teacher perhaps, or a relative, or somebody else that he knew. But all of the adults Suichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws number at a problem like the cops. But what if it was someone he knew, or it wasn't someone he knew, or rather, what if the culprit disguised themselves as a police officer? Huh? That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigema family has close ties with the police after all. You would have had a reason to trust them. You might be right, but surely that couldn't have. Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised by how much police officers stands out. That's sort of the point after all. They're meant to be visible deterrent against crime. So, disguised as a kidnapper? Disguised as a police officer? But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine you're someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. What? Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Suichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Suichi asking for help, what would he have done? If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for direction, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays, but if Suichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. So the question is, did anybody see Suichi speaking with young woman on the day of his disappearance? See, what I said about people's biases, that goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe if I started asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Suichi's school route, seeing if anyone had seen something. And one man thought he had. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if he could talk in private. Who is it? Several hours earlier. Right, you should do. There's no one around, we can speak in confidence. Excuse me, what was your name again? Jonoichi? Jonochi. Got it, well, Jonochi, I'm all ears. Just so we're on the same page. You're a private detective investigating Suichi Shigema's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course, what else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger, I need your help. Huh? You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who is trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shiraishi. Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knew, but I saw what she did. Michio Shiraishi. I saw her kidnap Suichi Shigema. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him, I'm sure of it, or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't. She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you spilled the beans? Yes, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her. I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. It's true, her house, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough. I'll find someone else to help me. Hey! Hmm. And that's about the long and short of it. I I can hardly believe it. At that time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl, curse or no curse, if she was with Suichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name is Kohei Jonoichi. He is a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumida. A teacher? Then this school girl. Huh? Well, yeah. Uh, is one of his students. I think that's very likely. At last we got a lead. Hopefully it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be a part to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. Hmm, that's a shame. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? Huh? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my service guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. Well, then I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My. But my curse. Before we go any further, why don't you tell me about the curse of yours? The haunting clapper, was it? That's one of the seven mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be all the curse bearer being somewhere in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. That sounds sensible. But my curse? And if I remember correctly, your hunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have naked flame or a lighter on their person, is that right? That's right. In olden time, wooden clapper were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. It seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stack up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big and it's work on lighters too. Just slip one into your target's pocket and say that the conditions were already fulfilled before they even knew you're there. They wouldn't even know what hit them. Yeah, like we did several times before. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell somebody I could, and they have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it will come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back up at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition, but maybe not. I'm not crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig. Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just a curse. You flatterer. Again? As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Right then, have you decided what you want me working on? Okay. Okay. Help me with the ride. Bringing my son back is more important. I want you to help me with the rite of resurrection. Roger that, the rite it is. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying. I bet they'll try. I bet they will be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. I'll even try and find Miss Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. Now then, I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. I'll call you if I find out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kind of curses you might find out on the street tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it, and try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I shall be going.